So, I've never been much of a pedal guy. I use them from time to time, of course, I like them, but I've never collected them or obsessed over them like a lot of other players do. And what we've got here is arguably the first boutique pedal made, very highly sought after Klon Centaur. So we're going to check out what it's all about, why it's so valuable, and what it actually sounds like.
We'll get into some history and whatnot real quick here, but before we do that, can you just play a little and let me know how much you think somebody would pay for this?
A little taste test. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think sounds good. What do you think, though?
I mean, so it's essentially just an overdrive pedal, right?
Yeah,
give or take.
Yeah, clean boost.
If I was purely just listening to it, I would say a couple of $100.
Okay. What if I told you that these go for anywhere from $1,500 to over $3,000?
Serious?
Serious. Dead serious.
$1,500 to three grand on one of them.
Yeah.
You winding me up. $3 grand.
Yeah. People do. So if you have like a Mount Rushmore of pedals, I would say you definitely have this guy. You definitely have like a early 80s tube screamer. You're gonna have like a 70s big muff. You would probably even have like a Hendrix style effect, like an Octavio or a Univibe, something like that up there.
So I'm down about 20 grand there, right?
Probably around there, yeah.
You could call this the first boutique pedal, maybe?
If not the first, I would say it would be one of the first.
Right.
I mean, obviously you have your tube screamers, your big muff, pedals from a little bit earlier that have skyrocketed in value.
Yeah.
And of course you have like Love Tone that are just so rare that they've gone up a lot, regardless of whether the sound is the end all be all of effects.
Right. Obviously it depends on taste and preference, but this is arguably one of the holy grails of kind of pedals.
Yeah, I would think most people would agree.
So this is almost like a 59 bursts for a pedal.
Of the pedal world,
in a way,
yeah, absolutely.
Do you know any of the history of how it kind of started out with the pedal?
Well, I mean, these came out in 1994. I believe they were $225.
That's even quite expensive back then, right?
Back then, yeah. Absolutely. And especially for an overdrive pedal. These kind of went along until 2009. I would assume that that's pretty much when people started paying up for them.
Right. There's a different color there.
Yeah.
Finish, I don't know. I mean, is there actually a difference?
The actual circuits are the same.
Right.
So you got a couple different versions. You got the silver one, you got the gold one, and there are versions out here that don't have the Centaur on them.
Oh, okay.
So you might see the gold version without the horsey, as people say.
I mean, do people have a preference to which one? I mean, if I'm being silly now, that looks cooler than that. But that's, who cares about,
When we're doing like the buying of these guys and whatnot, a lot of times we're looking at what each individual version is sold for, and from what I've seen, usually the silver one is the one.
Oh, that's the one that people mostly go for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I imagine from 1994 to what, 2009 you said? So surely there's a lot of them out there, right? There must have been loads, mate.
It was a pretty small operation, so
right.
These are rare, and you also have pretty prolific players.
Anyone in particular?
You got guys like Jeff Beck. He was one of the first guys to kind of make these popular. You also got the guys in Pearl Jam, McCready. You got Britt Daniel from Spoon, Nels Klein, some guys in the Strokes.
Is there something going on inside this little box that is so different from other pedal makers and designers, or?
So one of the things that kind of adds to the mystique of this is that when we open this up, there's actually like a black silicone goop over the circuit board to prevent people from knowing exactly what's going on and copying that circuit.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's just a bit sneaky, don't it?
Well, I mean, let's say you work really hard on something, you wouldn't want somebody to like immediately copy it. Not only do you have a pedal that it's hard to tell exactly what it does, but then people don't know why it does what it does. That can be kind of where the
mystery kind of elevates, right?
Yeah. You do see a lot of people that are replicating that circuit now. I mean, honestly, a lot of people have done a good job of that.
Yeah.
You can get a pedal that does this for less. It's just not this pedal.
And do they actually have a newer version of the same pedal themselves?
Bill Finnegan, the maker, did come out with the Klon KTR, which is the same circuit, supposedly, in a smaller box.
Yeah.
He even puts right on the pedal that all the hype around these is not something that he created, pretty much a message of don't hate me, I didn't do this.
So even he's saying it?
Yeah. But I mean, that pedal is far less expensive.
Right.
So, I think it's still expensive.
I think any pedal is far less expensive, to be quite honest.
You'd probably be right. But this pedal does a lot of like clean boost stuff. It usually is known for kind of pushing an already almost overdriving amp into overdrive. But some people, I mean, do like the actual gain that's in it. And you'll see some guys use the gain a lot more turned up, whereas other people are.
Well, let's do that then on the subject of that. Let's compare. So at the moment we've got, where's the gain? So it's there, what, like about 1 o'clock?
Yeah. So well, first let's just play a little without the pedal. So that's before engaging in and after. It's not a lot of difference there, but it does definitely make it a little bit sweeter. There are settings on here we could actually
be here for a while.
We could pretty much make the pedal and just the amp sound exactly the same, but nobody wants to see that. So let's turn up that gain a little bit.
Now that sounds better. I like that. I mean, obviously it's down to preference and taste, but that's... That sounds pretty good now.
Yeah.
So
$3,000.
$3,000 though.
Okay.
Take it easy now. Just 500 tops.
All right, you're gonna have to leave.
So this pedal has actually really grown on me the more I've played it. You can see how the mystique certainly adds to the valuation of it and the idea of wanting to own one of those rare pedals. So maybe if I had the money, I probably would, to be quite honest. For the next video, make sure you make a suggestion in the comments and hopefully your questions can be my questions.